Also, what we have seen over the years is having just core content platforms and product is not good enough to address and take on to these ever-evolving business problems. So to deal with such problems, we need smarter content solutions built on top of these core platforms. So smarter content solutions. This is exactly one of the key themes and focus areas in the IMTC conference, in the upcoming conference, the smarter content solutions. So in this conference, we will introduce you some new smarter content solutions we have developed. Of course, I'll talk about few of these offerings in this webinar, but there will be detailed deep dive sessions during the conference. So before we talk about the smarter content solutions, let me tell you a little background on what the smarter content solutions are all about. As you know, at IBM, we like taking on tough challenges to solve tough problems. So we are leveraging innovation coming out of our research labs in building these smarter content solutions. For example, if you talk about in healthcare, the patient care and insights. And in financial world, if you look at anti-money laundering and also crime analytics. So these are some of the cool stuff what we built and now we have brought into the market. We are actually leveraging the research work coming out of the research labs, getting into building these smarter content solutions. So let's talk about a couple of smarter content solutions, especially in the healthcare, right? We talked about. One of our new smarter content offering in this, if you look at healthcare costs are on rise everywhere due to lack of patient information. So the healthcare providers, the doctors, the physicians, the hospitals, and even the government agencies which are providing the healthcare, they lack the information about a patient, a 360-degree information and point-in-time information. So if you look at the statistics says, nearly 1 in every 5 Medicare patients discharged from the hospitals is getting readmitted within 30 days, which is incurring huge healthcare costs for the healthcare providers and even the government funding agencies. Now, how do we solve this problem? So we have a smarter content solution in this area called IBM Patient Care and Insights, a solution based on advanced analytics to identify new insights from the patient's data and identify more effective intervention opportunities. It also turns the insights into a personalized, individual, and accountable patient care management. As an example, if you look at, if you visit any doctor, so you will have some of the information available in hospital system or, on the doctor system, on a physician system, maybe, on some key sheets. But most of the information is recorded during your interaction, right? On your prescriptions, on your notes, records, lab testing reports, etc. And about the symptoms you talked with the doctor, the diagnosis done, and the treatments given, and the side effects, and relationships among them. This is invaluable. So you need to be able to harness and leverage this information. So exactly IBM Patient Care Insight, IPCI, allows you to analyze this information across the patient populations, identify the key patterns and the deviations, and identify the patients at risk, who are at risk, so that you can actually predict who are the patients who are going to likely be readmitted, post-discharge. And it also provides you a complete care plan management for a patient once he is discharged from the hospital. Typically, if a patient is discharged from the hospital, you will be given a prescription, a medication, and probably you may be asked to follow up with a physician, dietitian, nutrition, or, you may be asked to take some regular, clinical tests periodically. So managing this entire post-hospital care can be managed effectively using this IPCI. So make sure you attend a session or topic on this so that you will get to know more details on this solution. Another interesting business problem, fraud. It scares, right? If you look at many businesses, the key problem they face is a fraud. The estimate says in US alone, almost 1 trillion is lost in fraud every year. The key problem to detect any fraud is, it's not easy, right? It spreads across multiple systems, multiple geos and personas. So investigative agencies who are working on this often lack the ability to visualize and understand all of this data. So you need solutions to identify and prevent frauds. Not only that, but even to predict when a potential fraud is happening. So there you have another interesting, smarter content solution in fraud analysis area, what we call it as a IBM Intelligent Investigation Manager, right? In a short form, IBM IIM, right? It is the different. It's not that IIM. It's just Intelligent Investigation Manager. So this IIM optimizes fraud investigation and analysis for any sector you take, whether it's insurance, banking, healthcare, and other customers. And of course, public safety programs for government and law enforcement agencies. It dynamically coordinates and reports on cases. It provides analysis and, importantly, the visualization, and enables more efficient and effective investigations. So behind the scenes, it leverages our core products like IBM Case Manager, and it integrates with I2. I think many of you are aware of I2, which was one of a recent acquisition by IBM. And of course, content analytics with enterprise search to provide an intelligent investigation manager. So this solution actually helps organizations to improve their investigation effectiveness with a flexible case investigation environment, right? Investigative cases are always dynamic and flexible. You can't have a standard workflow or, a run-of-the-mill kind of a procedure like a loan origination or something. So investigative case management is always challenging. So this is where IBM Case Manager, augments its dynamic, and ad hoc task handling capability for this intelligent investigation manager. And also it expedites investigations by analyzing and visualizing the fraud within both the structured and unstructured data across the silos. So make sure if your interest lies in this kind of fraud analysis, so you must attend this session at IMTC. Now, another key problem, right? Every organization faces at some point of time in time huge amount of data, huge storage costs, not sure what is there in it, whether it is there or not when it is needed. Do we need this at all? No, there are a lot of risks and compliance implications if we lose, that for that matter, even if we don't lose also, right? Because there are a lot of statutory and regulatory requirements in every industry, that drives better data governance practices. Today, companies and their information governance leaders are rapidly working to define programs and processes that enable defensible disposal of unnecessary data. Earlier days, it used to be, there used to be a notion called keep everything forever. Maybe, maybe it is needed. Maybe it's safe to have. But that is no longer a truth now. You need to actually dispose of the unnecessary data, but at the same time, you should be able to dispose defensibly, right? So this effort can curb the storage growth. It can dramatically lower your IT and legal costs and lower the organization's risk profile. I like the statement, just delete it. The best way to reduce the amount of data is delete it. I think, there is one key missing in this snapshot. I think it should be shift delete. Okay. So to tackle these challenges, what we talked, IBM has a comprehensive ILG, what we call Information Lifecycle Governance Product Portfolio, right? So Information Lifecycle Governance solution areas, if you talk about broadly, a value-based archiving. It helps IT and the business coordinate to archive their emails, their files, their application data, and even the social content on its business value and govern them efficiently. And of course, e-discovery for legal, right? And you have this records and retention management, right? Records management. So you have all these key, solution areas as part of ILG portfolio. Now, one more interesting addition to this ILG, Information Lifecycle Governance portfolio, the Stored IQ, a recent acquisition by IBM again in this space, right? A Stored IQ provides the first of its kind solution that introduce manage in place techniques, right? You don't need to move the data if you want to govern it, if you want to analyze it. You don't need to move the entire data across your systems into one place so that you can look at. No. Stored IQ provides this unique capability of manage in place techniques to identify, analyze, and act on unstructured data, and it no longer imposes movement of your data to a staging repository or to a centralized repository, right? If you look at the Stored IQ, so the active data intelligence, right? Every company has more data than it can manage, and this is true. Few can quantify it, few can locate it, or make much sense out of it when they need to. No wonder big data is so intimidating, right? Everywhere you hear big data. The place to start is to get smart about your data first, right? Even before you're embarking on a big data project, first you need to, get smart about your data. Do you know how much data you have? Do you know where it is located and how much is classified? Are you able to discern who owns it and where it's been? Do you know how old it is? Do you know how much is relevant to your business, or it's just eating up your storage space? Right? These are very important questions you need to find answers to. So with Stored IQ, you can quickly and cost effectively identify, analyze, and act on data to meet any business requirement. Without first moving it, right, to a repository or especially, and a specialized application. The knowledge you gain with Stored IQ might give you the power to act decisively when it matters most, when it needs most. Similarly, active e-discovery. It's about the preservation and collection or mandatory steps in litigation process. In every legal, discovery process, preservation and collection are very, very important. It provides the legal the ability to analyze the data in place, estimate review cost, and make strategic settle versus dispute or argue decisions far earlier in the legal discovery process than later. Similarly, Stored IQ for active information governance. So you will hear a lot about the Stored IQ, one of our recent acquisition, in one of the deep dive sessions we have in the conference. So please make sure you plan to attend this session. Now, we talked about few smarter content solutions. So all the smarter solutions we are talking about are built on our core capabilities, right? The 4-5 key capabilities we talk about. Capture, right? Ability to capture the content in any form, anywhere. It could be federated from many sources and be able to manage all of this content. Similarly, activate. Here we talk about active content, means content actually participating in your business process. That's what we call now as a case management. Similarly, socialize. So enabling the users to collaborate, be able to share the content, building relationship with the content. That's what socializing is all about. You need to build the relationship with the content. Similarly, analyze. To be able to do analytics. Interactive text mining. To gain more insights and use for business optimization. And finally, govern. Just now we talked about govern, information lifecycle governance. A complete information lifecycle governance, complying to all statutory and regulatory requirements. Now, another core element for delivering these smarter solutions to our customers is our valuable partners, right? They are the key ingredients in the recipe of the success. Partners, which means you all, right, who are on the call right now. You all bring together a wealth of industry experience. So as ability to build a lot of custom assets and solutions on our core ECM products and platforms. So once again, thank you all for being our most trusted partners and advisors throughout this journey. Now let me give a teaser of what we have been doing in our core product portfolio. We have talked about the smarter content solutions as I introduced you to a few of the smarter content solutions in the area of healthcare, fraud, and ILG portfolio. Now you also get a glimpse to know what's happening in core product and content management platform. So what we have been doing in this core product portfolio in the last few months, few days, and even till now, what we have been working on. Of course, as I said, there are very elaborate sessions on these areas in the IMTC conference, but let me give you a teaser about this work, what is happening and what's already available for you guys in the market. So one of the key things we have been doing is, I would say, which was a major gap so far, was redefining the user experience for ECM, right? Very, very important, right? User UI, the one comprehensive UI. It actually helps you to build the end user relationship with the content. So UI is very critical. So I'm sure many of you might have heard about a product what we released called IBM Content Navigator, right? In a short, we call it as ICN. So this UI provides end users with the power to view the content from multiple federated repositories, right? So it's not just only a FileNet Content Manager or IBM Content Manager or IBM CMOD. even any CMIS-based repository. So IBM Content Navigator is kind of a single key solution leveraging the content from anywhere, right? You can use this with a variety of IBM products, as I said, to provide an intuitive mobile content experience, right? You have a mobile content architecture with Content Navigator. So you can access, as I said, could be a FileNet Create Content Manager or IBM Content Manager, popularly known as CM8, even a CMOD, Content Manager on Demand, or a CMIS-based repository. So Content Navigator is all about end-user self-management, self-provisioning, and of course extensibility. And also the mobile experience, right? Mobile user experience. And it's based on Dojo and CMIS open standards. So you can quickly develop the plugins according to your requirement, and you should be able to integrate into Content Navigator. So another area in the smarter content is capture. So we had a tremendous success in this area with the data cap, right? IBM data cap. We shipped a new release and a version of data cap Taskmaster in August. So this release marks a very significant things, right? It's about dramatic user experience, and a lot of customers have been asking about support for international languages. So we have come up with few international language support, and also you will learn more in deep dive session on the data cap Taskmaster, and of course you do have a hands-on session also talking about how you can develop applications using data cap. So please make sure you mark this on your calendars and try to attend to know more about what's happening in this data cap Taskmaster. Similarly, in the areas of advanced case management, right? Advanced case management, which means putting content into motion. We have IBM Case Manager, as you all know, first release in the tail end of December 2010, as you all know. Now we are into 5.1, 5.1.1, which includes a lot of new capabilities, right? The things which customers are looking in advanced case management have been, a lot of things have been addressed in this 5.1, and many are getting addressed in the next vNext release, what we call it as ICM 5.2, right? Some of the key things like role-based queues and additional components, and pretty soon, in the next quarter or so, you will hear about a new release of ICM 5.2, which has many features built in, addressing all the key gaps and problems which the customers have been asking for, right? Which we could not incorporate into our earlier release. So watch out for the sessions on this topic. You have a wealth of information available in these sessions. You will get to know a lot about, in this advanced case management area. Next, the new insight space, right? Content analytics. So we have delivered IBM Content Analytics 3.0, which has a new set of capabilities. And it's like analysis, as I said, interactive text mining, analysis-driven navigation. So you can visualize, actually there are 5 to 6 kind of visualizations as you're doing the mining. So you have excellent UI built for it. So, and also it has integration with the big insights, which opens up a big web of analytics. So please make sure you plan to attend a session on IBM Content Analytics in IMTC conference. Next, the ILG space, what we talked about. Really, we have been working hard in creating a holistic solution in the information lifecycle governance area, and ultimately what we call defensible disposal. So you will learn how defensible disposal is changing information economics for IBM customers, right? This is again a new a term, information economics, right? So including how the programs help eliminate waste, save money, and optimize the information management and deliver more value to customers. You will also hear about some key updates in the product areas in the information lifecycle governance portfolio, especially in the area of records management, like what we call IBM Enterprise Records, right, IER. So formally it is called as Records Manager. Similarly, e-discovery manager. And in the smarter archive space, you also hear IBM Content Collector, ICC in a short, what we call. So you get to know what are the latest features, additions, or any issues fixed in these products in the sessions dedicated for this ILG portfolio. So watch out this space to hear